As Hurricane Otis reached Acapulco Bay with winds of 165 miles per hour on October 25, sailor Ruben Torres recorded a 10-second voice message from a yacht named Sereno, Acapulco, Mexico in the early minutes of October 25. As Hurricane Otis reached Acapulco Bay with winds of 165 miles per hour, sailor Ruben Torres recorded a 10-second voice message from a yacht named Sereno. Assuming everything is fine. But this is scary. Really scary. Scary, he said over the howling wind and the boat's beeping alarms. Family. I don't want to exaggerate, but pray for us because this place really sucks. Sereno was one of 614 boats in Bay that night that were damaged or stranded on the ocean floor, according to Mexican Navy. While one person on board Sereno survived, Torres and the boat's captain remain missing. Otis officially killed at least 48 people, most drowned, and approximately 26 others remain missing. Sailors, fishermen and their families believe there is much more. Sailors in area often board their boats during storms rather than staying on land where they will be safe, so they can bring boats into sheltered areas of Acapulco Bay rather than leaving them where storm could hit docks and wreck them. But Otis was no normal storm. When sailors set sail that day, no one expected that the tropical storm would become a Category 5 hurricane within 12 hours and hit Acapulco directly, leaving no part of the bay safe. Ruben Torres' wife, Susana Ramos, heard her husband's message only a few days later. Torres' family knew his routine. When a hurricane approached, Torres came aboard to help maintain boat and crew sailed near naval base in an area better protected by mountains surrounding bay. Ramos prepared dry clothes for his return. Around 7 p.m. on October 24, Torres spoke to his oldest son, now 14 years old. Ramos was overheard describing what situation looked like as the entire hillside in Acapulco began to darken when power started to go out. However, Torres said the life jacket was ready and the engines were running just in case. Hours later, water began to flood the family's home. Water was entering in buckets. It was like the walls were crying, Ramos said. But real scary part was the piercing hiss of air, like a tire squealing over their heads and a house creaking. She remembered how her husband always said, "Don't be afraid of water. Be afraid of wind." A dozen members had gathered inside the concrete house when Torres recorded the final message, asking his family to pray for him. Otis' land damage became apparent at first light. The city woke up isolated with no electricity, phone signal or water. Tens of thousands of houses destroyed. Entire neighborhoods were flooded, and luxury hotels evacuated without walls or windows. Details about the situation at sea began to emerge more slowly. Alejandro Martínez Sydney, a business leader and member of a fishing cooperative, listens to the stories of surviving seafarers. He said they were caught unprepared for the sudden intensity of